How would you describe depression to someone who's never had it? It's different for everyone, but for me it's being tired all the time. You have moments when maybe you feel okay, but as soon as you start something you're tired. Just so tired. Edit. For spelling. Like being more bored than you can possibly imagine, but also not being able to imagine a single thing you actually want to do no matter how hard you try. Including thinking and breathing. The smallest task can feel impossible. The mere thought makes you feel worse. It's not laziness. You feel so numb it's hard to even get out of bed to go to the toilet. You just feel numb all the time and get anger outbursts. Extreme apathy. Dream state. Everything is dull and heavy all at once. Life is passing by and you don't enjoy the movie. You see yourself moving, talking, but it is not you. You do not feel, but you remember that feelings exist. You can't sleep and you can't be awake. Windows and bridges are calling you and you have to put big effort not to follow this call. 1. Everything feels overwhelming. At my worst, something as simple as emptying the garbage 60 seconds at most felt like such an ordeal that I couldn't bring myself to do it. So I'd let it sit for weeks. 2. On a scale of 110, most people wake up at a 5. Good things bring them up. Bad things bring them down. But they're comfortably in that middle zone. When my depression was unchecked, my default state was 2. So even if something absolutely amazing happened, it still only brought me up to a 3 or 4. And only temporarily. Once the high wore off, I was back in the gutter. 3. You lose interest in your hobbies. You lose the motivation needed to find new hobbies. You find yourself with a free evening, and you could spend the entire thing just spinning around in your office chair, staring at the ceiling, because you don't feel like doing anything. Sarah Silverman said it feels like being desperately homesick even though you're home. I'd agree, but modify it to feeling homesick for a home that doesn't exist. I'd recommend reading this. Skipping link. Everything matters too much and nothing matters. It almost feels like a physical thing that's weighing down on you. Like being covered in a wet blanket of sadness. But there's no way to take it off. It's so heavy that you know you can't do anything about it. So you just let it suffocate you. And it makes everything you enjoy less impactful. Colors seem dim. Food tastes bland. The song that meant the world to you now seems meaningless. Every positive thing is diminished. It's a weight that's with you from the moment you open your eyes till the moment you close them. This weight also whispers in your ear about everything you've ever done wrong. Tells you everyone hates you. And you're worthless. My weight's mad too. It's terrible, and other than drugs and alcohol nothing helps lift it off you. I have BPD, ASPD, and bipolar 2. To all that struggle with depression, my heart's with you. It's like seeing life through a black and white filter while constantly feeling exhausted with everything around you. It's the utter and complete lack of hope that eventually turns to apathy. Your body hurts. And you know there is nothing physically wrong with you. You are so tired, but sleep doesn't happen at all. Or when it does, it feels like you can't wake up. And at that point you don't even really want to. There is this nagging emptiness inside of you. Kind of like hunger. But nothing can fill it up, and eventually you go numb. If you do get sick, you don't bother going to a doctor because you hope whatever you have finally just gets worse and kills you in a way that you will feel guilt-free over. That's what it felt like for me. At least. You know the arc in Dragon Ball Z where Goku trains in 100x gravity and every little movement is extremely difficult for him? It's exactly like that. But you're not Goku. You just lay on the floor for 6 months. It's a nothingness. Someone from my old school killed herself and my mom said, I can't imagine it. Life being so dark that suicide feels like the only option. I wanted to tell her that it's not a darkness. It's just nothing and sadness all the time. Just clean apathy. And sometimes fear of getting in the car and having to drive somewhere alone. A persistent and heavy cloud that hangs over your mind and heart, even on sunny days. It's like being in a dark forest and you have a flashlight that doesn't work. And you can make out the glimmer of light from other people in the distance wandering the forest, with their flashlights working perfectly fine. And you try to hit your flashlight to make it work. Try changing the batteries to see if that's the problem. But you just can't get the flashlight to work. So you're left with seeing other people around you enjoying their surroundings with their flashlights. The trees, the rivers, the wildlife, while you're just left alone in the dark. Driving to the grocery store and knowing you need to buy milk and bread and getting a great parking spot but not having the energy to go in. And by energy, it feels like there is a greater gravitational force on your body that is pulling you to the core of the earth. Every step feels heavier. Moving your body is harder. No one else is suffering from this gravity issue. They are all moving normally. This is painfully obvious. So you go home. Milk and bread can wait for another day. I want to get up. I want to do the things I need to do. But something is sitting on me. I'm almost frozen. It hurts even to move my eyes. Everything is irritating and overwhelming. Thank goodness for therapy, medicine, exercise, and weed. Carrying a heavy suitcase full of sadness around all day. Every day. Sleep is the only non-drug reprieve. I exercise to keep me strong enough to carry the suitcase. But it's always there.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.